All right, let's jump right into this overview of slash commands. Picture this nightmare scenario, because we've all been there. You've just spent a solid hour deep in Claude Code. You've got multiple files open, you've made some absolutely crucial architectural decisions, and your working context is perfectly built up. It's dialed in. But then you notice the system starting to slow down. Yeah, your context window is maxing out. When those dreaded token warnings start flashing, well, panic usually sets in, right? And what do most of us developers do in this situation? We panic type a command that actively loses everything. We literally wipe all that hard-earned context right off the map. It's devastating. But actually, scratch that, there is a much better way to handle this. 60,000. That's a massive number, right? Well, a single command can free up 60,000 tokens, sometimes even more, from a fully loaded session. It gives you the exact breathing room you need while actually preserving the context that matters. And that brings us to the difference between saving your session and destroying it. It all comes down to just one word. See, the built-in command /compact does exactly what it says. It compresses your context, but it intentionally preserves those vital architectural decisions you just spent the last hour making. On the flip side, if you use /clear, it completely wipes everything clean. Your work up to that point, gone. So yeah, choosing the right word is absolutely crucial. So what are we actually dealing with here? Basically, slash commands are special directives you type directly into the Claude Code terminal. And naturally, they all start with a /. They give you a fast, highly deterministic way to control your session's behavior. That means you don't have to constantly write out these long, tedious natural language requests. The built-in slash commands effortlessly manage your session state, while your own custom slash commands, they act like perfectly repeatable playbooks for your specific tasks. It's brilliantly simple to use too. The second you type a / in the terminal, an autocomplete menu instantly drops down showing you all the built-in commands. But honestly, the real magic is in the custom commands. By simply dropping a Markdown file, let's say refactor.md, right into your commands directory, that file name instantly pops up in your autocomplete menu as a fully functional command. It's just plug and play. Now, you actually have two different ways to build these custom commands out. First up is the modern approach, which we call skills. This involves creating a directory with a skill.md file inside. It's incredibly powerful, mostly because it supports passing arguments using a placeholder, and Claude can even invoke it automatically when it senses it's relevant. Then you've got the legacy Markdown approach. That's just dropping plain text files into a project-scoped or personal Claude/commands folder. Both work great, but skills definitely give you that extra edge. Let's make this concrete. Imagine you're refactoring some complex TypeScript. Instead of trying to type out a massive prompt from memory every single time, you just open a refactor.md file. You add some quick YAML frontmatter to allow tools like read, edit, and bash, and then drop in your bulleted instructions. Next time we're in the terminal, you literally just type /refactor followed by your file path. That's it. The terminal takes over entirely. It reads the file, spots the issues, applies the changes, and even verifies the tests. What used to be a massive headache becomes a single keystroke operation. And the best part, it works identically for every single developer on your team. Of course, knowing exactly when to deploy which tool is the real key here. Think of it like a playbook. You're going to want to use /compact mid-session when those token warnings hit and you desperately need to save your context. Reserve /clear strictly for when you are pivoting to a completely 100% unrelated task. And those custom commands, use them for any multi-step workflow you find yourself repeating. Plus, when you scope them to a project, they get committed right to version control, which means your whole team gets them automatically, zero individual setup required. So tying this all together, the payoff here is huge. We are talking about turning exhausting, repetitive workflows into simple, single keystrokes and essentially hard-coding your team standards directly into shared playbooks. But a quick heads up on a couple of technical pitfalls to watch out for. First, if a command seems to be missing, just double-check your directory path and give your session a quick restart. And second, if you're noticing that your command descriptions are getting truncated, here's a pro tip. Set your character budget to 16,000 before you start, and always front-load your most important keywords. If you want to dig into the full chapter of this overview, which includes 3 fully worked examples and an even deeper dive into troubleshooting those pitfalls, definitely check out cloudmaster.net. We've just seen how one surprisingly simple tool can fundamentally change the entire dynamic of a coding session. So, the only question left for you is, what tedious, soul-crushing workflow are you going to automate into a single /command today?